Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam. This is another MUFC transfer talk. Today we're talking about all the transfer rumours that are relating to Manchester United that are in the news tonight as it happens. They are David de Gea. Could he be staying at Manchester United? Then of course we've got Alvaro Morata as well. Could he be coming in the opposite direction? Real Madrid to Manchester United. We've got lots and lots to talk about tonight on Adam McKola TV on another MUFC transfer talk number 5, including also more on Romelu Lukaku, as it looks like he will be leaving Everton, but Old Trafford is not the destination. So we'll be talking lots of transfer rumours today on Adam McKola TV. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us live, as I can see some of you guys in the comments are Anthony, Christopher, Al Doctor, Korshik, Mr. Jimro, Guled, etc. and more of you guys as well. Thank you all for joining us live. If you've missed this live and you're watching it back later on today, then where were you? Of course, you missed it live, but thank you for watching it back later on today. Hit that subscribe, hit the notifications button because you don't want to miss a future live stream, and there'll be plenty of them during the summer. So guys, David de Gea to stay at Manchester United. That's the first story we're talking about in Spain today on television and radio. El Chiringo TV. No, I don't know either. There's been talk that Real Madrid would like to stick with Keylor Navas. Now, last night when I did full-time tomorrow's transfers today, we were talking about how some of Real Madrid's senior stars wanted Keylor Navas to stick with Manchester United. Now, Real Madrid have had 2 seasons where they've won the Champions League back-to-back. They've reclaimed La Liga this season as well. So is there any reason for them to make a huge change, such as changing their goalkeeper? It seems like reports emanating from Spain suggest Real Madrid will show faith in Keylor Navas and stick with him and will not look to spend money elsewhere. Now, I believe there could be some truth in this. Because obviously we've heard over the last couple of weeks that Real Madrid made an offer with Manchester United of 50 odd million quid for David de Gea, and that was rejected and that was knocked back. We've also heard how Manchester United were asking for £66 million or something ridiculous like that. Now, if that was the case, £66 million is a world record fee for a goalkeeper. But it may be a case that Real Madrid, yes, they have won the Champions League, they have won La Liga, but they are looking to sell players to raise fees, as we're hearing with Alvaro Morata and we're hearing with James Rodriguez. We're hearing that some of their players are going to leave for big money. They obviously need to sell to pay for big bucks signings. Now, it seems like they may be after someone like Kylian Mbappe, Eden Hazard, and may not fancy chasing David de Gea this summer. And if that's the case, I'm absolutely delighted. As long as they keep delaying this move with David de Gea is going to realise eventually that United want him. We actually want him. We're not Real Madrid who are umming and ahhing and not sure whether we actually want David de Gea. We want him. We've got him at the moment, and hopefully we can keep him throughout this summer. Because David de Gea, to me, look, when we sold Cristiano Ronaldo to them for 80 million quid, there's been a lot of talk recently that it was a bargain. Look at what Real Madrid have achieved since then. It was an absolute bargain. And £80 million for Ronaldo was an absolute bargain. And then you hear about 65, 66 million pounds for David de Gea. Are you taking the piss? Look, even if it is a world record fee, when you look at some of these fees for some of these players that are getting sold at the minute, people saying you want 70, 60 million for Virgil van Dijk, John Stones going for 50 million pounds. I'm not sure who the goalkeeper was that Manchester City signed, but another player going for big money. None of those players are as established in their position as David de Gea. None of those players have the potential and the current ability of David de Gea. And to think we could let him go for around £60 million if he does leave this summer is an absolute joke. That's why I've been saying for a long time on here, I hope United just keep knocking the offers back, because none of these offers have been good enough. We don't need the money. Manchester United are absolutely balling. We've seen it when the Forbes magazine released their most valuable football clubs this week. For the first time in 5 years, Manchester United were top of that list. We do not need their money. So why should we be bowing to cheap bids for players such as David de Gea? Even if he does fancy a move to Real Madrid, he's not trying to force his way out of Old Trafford. So why do that? We don't need the money, so let's not sell him if we can. And if this news coming from Spain is true, then it sounds like good news, because Manchester United should be holding on to their best players, even if it is only a fax machine that's currently kept him at the club. At the moment, we've got over 50 likes on this stream, so make sure you hit that like button. We've got under 250 people in here at the moment. Thank you all for joining us. Smash that like button for me. Keep hitting that like button. We'll keep this live stream going. The more you guys are getting involved and the more you guys are asking your questions and liking the video, we'll keep this stream going. We've still got plenty to talk about today. Obviously, we've just briefly spoken about David de Gea and potentially not going to Real Madrid. That news coming from El Chiringo TV. It's also everywhere else on Twitter at the moment. Loads of people have been tweeting about it. Full-Time Devils have retweeted it too. So go and check that out. Moving on from that, Sky Sports yesterday said Manchester United had a Morata bid rejected. A bid of £52 million rejected for Alvaro Morata. Now, Morata isn't my ideal first choice striker signing. Let's be honest there. But Alvaro Morata is a decent player. He gets goals. He's got a great touch. Good ability in the air. With his back to goal, he can link up play. He's different to the strikers that we have at the minute. And yes, if we're losing Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, we need to bring in someone that can play in the number 9 position. Morata is that, but he could also offer a lot more to the club. But £52 million is a bid that's apparently been rejected. And if that has been rejected, I'm absolutely shocked. Now, I know I shouldn't really be shocked anymore when you think of all these bids that are going in for players that aren't great. But £52 million is a lot of money for Morata, a lot of money for any player. And I think it's an awful lot. But should we be buying him? Should we be going all out to get him? Apparently Real Madrid wants £78 million for him. And coming up on Sky Sports, literally this story was posted at 6:19 p.m. So in the last hour and 40 minutes. Real Madrid put a story out there which says United are confident of signing Alvaro Morata and will continue negotiations with Real Madrid for the Spain international. Sky Sports also understands the deal does not include David de Gea going in the other direction, which is absolutely great news. As I was saying earlier, the news emanating from Spain is that Real Madrid are happy with Keylor Navas and do not want to push after David de Gea. And the news coming out of England, based on reports in Sky Sports Italy, is that Morata, yes, we've had a bid rejected of £52 million. Real Madrid won £78 million. But United are still confident of signing him and are still continuing negotiations with Real Madrid. So it does seem like we are in for Alvaro Morata. How are you guys thinking? I'm going to dive into some of your comments now, guys. Make sure you keep your comments coming in. Got over 300 people here at the moment. Hit that like button right now. We've got 5 away from 100. So hit that like button so we can hit that 100. David de Gea seems like he's staying. Alvaro Morata, could he be on the horizon for Manchester United? And could he be in a Manchester United shirt next season? Islamic Reminder says de Gea to stay. Yes, blending CDM, says Flores. Completely off topic. We'll talk about that later. Is Morata world class, says Gulad. I don't think he's world class at the moment. Has the potential to be world class. Has a great ability. I've just seen Statman Dave tweeted a tweet which said he's got a goal every 89 minutes in La Liga. Only Lionel Messi has got a better record than that. Let's look at Alvaro Morata's stats. I know he scored over 20 goals this season, but I'm going to bring up his exact stats for when he was at Juventus as well, because we know he did come through at Real Madrid, but then he went to Juventus and went back to Real Madrid. So let's have a look at his goal scoring record. Since his return to Real Madrid, he's got 20 goals in 43 games, which is a fantastic record. In his time in La Liga, in Serie A, he had 93 games, 27 goals. So not a goal every other game, like he has done this season, but one every 3 games there. In Real Madrid Castilla, he had 45 goals in 83, so a great record at youth level. But his record has improved massively since joining Real Madrid this season. As I said, Statman Dave's stat of 89 minutes, a goal in La Liga. He comes from the bench a lot, and he's still got 20 goals a season. So that shows the calibre of player he is, and the level of performance he can offer at 24 years old as well. Let me just double check that. He is 24 years old. He's 25 in October. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. Still got a lot of time to improve as well. Juventus bought him for 20 million euros in 2014. Real Madrid bought him back for 30 million euros. So you can understand why they want around 50, 60 million euros for him. But 70 odd million, fucking hell, that is a lot of money. And to think we paid 89 million for Paul Pogba. We were about to pay around 80 million for Antoine Griezmann. And now we could be paying around the same 70 odd million for Alvaro Morata. Like Jose Mourinho said last season, and like I've been saying for a while as well, that Paul Pogba deal is going to look a lot cheaper as this summer transfer window goes on. A lot of you guys are in the comments talking about Belotti as well. Now, Belotti, fantastic player, scored a great amount of goals for Torino. I don't remember a lot of people talking about him before this summer, to be totally honest with you. He's had a great time at Torino. 31 goals in 44 games in his last season. 26 of those goals coming in Serie A in 34 games. So he's got a great goals to game ratio this season. He's 23 years old, so a year younger than Morata as well. What was his record like before last season? That would be interesting to see. Before last season, he had 12 goals in around 35 games. So his goal scoring record has dramatically shot up this season. It has doubled. Almost gone up by 150%. So he's had a fantastic season this year. Look, I'm not doubting his ability or doubting what he's achieved, but one season in Serie A doesn't guarantee anything. We've seen strikers in the Premier League have great seasons, score 30 goals. Remember, Darren Bent used to get 20 odd goals a season in the Premier League. So look, I'm not comparing Belotti to Darren Bent, but he'll have to do a lot more than one season to prove to me United should be spending the kind of money that has been touted around him. Do I think we could get him for cheaper than Alvaro Morata? Possibly, because he is playing for Torino, so I'm sure they wouldn't demand as such a high figure. Lacazette this year has been class. His goals are at a high quality, says Nathan. I can't see him ending up at Manchester United. A few others say Lacazette, Mustafa and Christopher. Zane says Aubameyang. Now, I know a few of you guys have been asking about Aubameyang in the comments in recent times, and there were rumours today linking United with a move for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, although I'm going to sit these ones out for now. I'm not going to jump at the first sign of talk. We know that Paris Saint-Germain have been in for him for a while. It could be a case that Paris Saint-Germain are dilly-dallying on a deal, and Borussia Dortmund are using Manchester United's name to speed things along, to encourage a deal to get quickened up and obviously completed faster. Manny Plays says Belotti has a £100 million release clause. Obviously, it's not whether they'll accept that though. I mean, I think if you offered 70 odd million for Belotti, Torino would accept it. I don't think you have to go to the transfer clause. Mr. Jimbro says we shouldn't stop Rashford's growth. And it's why I think Alvaro Morata, I think the same could be said with Belotti as well. They're different kind of strikers to Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. And with us losing Rooney and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we're losing numbers up top. So we need numbers to come in. Now, I'm not saying Morata's just going to be a squad player. He's obviously going to demand starts as well. But I don't think there'll be any issue with Marcus Rashford getting chances. We've seen the way he works hard. We've seen the way he wants to play for Manchester United. And we've seen the way he can graft and play in any position he's asked to. He's not just about goals. He's also been speaking recently as well. I think he's on international duty. And he gave an interview where he said, look, Manchester United have to be in for big players. We have to be in for big players. That's what the case is at a big club. So he's aware of that as well. And I don't think is that unrealistic to think that United aren't going to make any signings this summer. That will put his spot under pressure. But he's a big boy. I'm sure he can take it. And I'm sure he can rise to it as well. And I'm sure he can see off any other players that do come to the club. Somebody commented in the comments that, I think it was Guled, said Zlatan Ibrahimovic hasn't gone yet. He hasn't gone yet. Of course he hasn't gone yet. But it is looking like he's going to leave Manchester United this summer. We haven't renewed his contract. His contract expires in June, I think the end of this month. I doubt United are going to extend that contract now. I think we'll allow him to continue his treatment for injury at Carrington, but it looks unlikely we'll sign him to an extension. So I've kind of got my head around the thought that, you know, Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't going to be here next season. Wolvertron says Marcelo is a good signing. How many more Real Madrid players do we need to be linked with? I don't think Marcelo will be ending up at Manchester United. Been a key player for them in winning the Champions League and La Liga. United ain't going to end up getting Marcelo. We've been linked to Varane, Bale, James Rodriguez, Alvaro Morata, Cristiano Ronaldo. So many players we're constantly linked to from them, and now we're going to add that one into the mix. I doubt that will happen at all. I want to see us hit 150 likes while we're in this stream. In fact, I want to see us hit 200 likes while we're in this stream. We've got 404 people watching at the moment, 404 legends, only 128 of you have liked it, so smash that like button. I'm sure we can get at least 100 of you to hit it, right? It doesn't take you any time to just hit that like button, so go and do that right now. And if you haven't subscribed to Adam McKola TV already, go and do that too. Fabinho has been linked with a move to Manchester United. I think he was linked with a move to Manchester United in the marker, and they said that Manchester United were in advanced talks with Fabinho, but there's also been talks recently linking Manchester City with Fabinho. Is Fabinho going to end up at Manchester United? I'm not 100% sure, and now a lot of you are going to say, Adam, you're not 100% sure about any of these transfers, and that's true. I don't believe a lot of the rumours that are said at this time of year. Manchester United will be linked to 400, 500, 600 players this summer, and we'll sign about 3 or 4 of them. Do what Rooney's right testicle says and like the shit now, guys. Like this video right now. Come on, where are you? So, Fabinho being linked to Man United. Look, I know he can play in the central midfield area. Fantastic. He could provide something there. I know he could provide something at right back as well. He's unlikely to be first choice in either of those positions. He's been first choice for Monaco, and with a lot of clubs that are going to be sniffing around him, can Manchester United offer him first team football week in, week out? Personally, I don't think that would be the case if he came to Manchester United. So I don't think Fabinho should be top of our list. Do I think he's a good player? I think he's decent, yes. Do I think he'll end up at Manchester United? Let's wait and see. He's been linked with a lot of teams at the moment. We have gone over 200 as well, guys. Use that a fucking legends, man. I absolutely love all of you guys. I asked and you delivered. I think we've got about 80 likes in the last couple of minutes. You guys are fucking legends. Keep smashing that like button. Let's see how high we go. Maybe we can go to 300, 400 while we're live on this stream. We're creeping up to 500 mark in the live viewers as well. If you missed this live and where were you, what were you doing, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button so you catch us live again. Today we've been talking about David de Gea and reports on Spanish TV and on Spanish radio which suggests that Real Madrid want to stick with Keylor Navas. Music to my ears, and I'm sure it's music to all of your ears too, that Real Madrid want to stick with Keylor Navas. If Real Madrid keep messing David de Gea around, happy days for me, because look, for as long as he stays at Manchester United, I know he loves Man United. I know he just prefers to go to Real Madrid because his family will be better off there and his missus lives in Spain as well. It's probably a preferred move to him. He could win as many, if not more, trophies at Real Madrid. So it's totally understandable. But look, he's not forcing his way out of the club. Real Madrid aren't offering a great fee for him. You hear about 60 odd million quid. That's not fucking enough for David de Gea, who's the best goalkeeper in the world. So why should we be forcing a move with Real Madrid if he's not forcing the move, if they're not offering enough money, and if, as we hear, they're happy to stick with Keylor Navas? Because, I mean, Real Madrid, you've just won the European Cup, you've just won La Liga. Why do you want our goalkeeper, man? We finished 6th in the Premier League. Just leave us alone. Leave our goalkeeper alone, for God's sake. Anyway, we've also spoken about Alvaro Morata. Sky Sports have been reporting. They've reported 2 stories in the last 24 hours on Alvaro Morata. Firstly, that a £52 million bid was rejected. And then today, that United are confident in negotiations for Alvaro Morata with Real Madrid and they're confident we can get a deal done. Whether it's the £72 million that apparently Real Madrid are demanding, I'm not too sure he's worth that amount of money. But Morata would be a good signing. He'd complement the strikers that we currently have, Rashford, Martial, etc. And I'm sure at the age of 24, he comes in and he fits in with the age of the players as well that we've got. Martial, Rashford, Pogba, Herrera, etc. They're all in and around that age or younger than that age and can all grow up and mould into a team together. So I'm not surprised to see us after Morata. It's obvious that Jose Mourinho likes him. Will he end up at Manchester United next season? It seems like it could be the case, but let's sit tight. The great thing about the Sky Sports News story that fits in with that El Chiringo TV and the Spanish reports regarding David de Gea and Keylor Navas is Sky Sports also said that the negotiations for Alvaro Morata do not include and have not included discussions for David de Gea, which is music to my ears. Please, Dave, do not leave. Marca are already reporting Fabinho, United are leading the race for him. Is that the case? Is Fabinho a good signing? What do you guys think? Get it in the comments below. But recent reports have suggested that Manchester City were also in for him. And a story that seems to be dead in the water on Adam McKola TV's MUFC transfer talk. Something that we've spoken about on the last 4 episodes before today. This is the 5th one. Is Romelu Lukaku potentially coming to Manchester United? Particularly after the Antoine Griezmann move fell through this summer. We were all talking about Romelu Lukaku as a potential attacking option for Manchester United, but it seemed like he is set for Chelsea. He's been talking about his future this week, and he seems to have said he's made his mind up and he knows where that team is going to be playing next week. The hints do not suggest it's Manchester United. We haven't got Paul Pogba, his mate, or anyone like that kind of teasing Manchester United fans with anything. It looks like Romelu Lukaku is set for Chelsea, and it looks like we won't be speaking about Romelu Lukaku on Adam McKola TV for the rest of the summer, although stranger things have happened. There was also an ESPN story this week as well on Adnan Januzaj, you know, the boy who could do anything. Yes, Adnan Januzaj. Now, he was on loan at Sunderland last season. They got relegated now. Difficult for any young boy to play for a team that's been relegated, but look, Andreas Pereira went out on loan to Granada. They got relegated. They had the unfortunate circumstances of ending up with Tony Adams as their manager, and Andreas Pereira still managed to impress on loan there. Adnan Januzaj hasn't impressed since his first season when he broke through for Manchester United, and he just hasn't done it enough. He hasn't worked hard. I think it's the old case with the Federico Maquedas. Read an interview with Federico Maqueda where he said he was gutted that he didn't work harder once he made it into the first team. He forgot all the things that did get him to the first team, and it seems like Adnan Januzaj has done exactly that as well, because he just hasn't worked ever since he's come back into the first team, and he's gone out on loan. You think, look, go and take your opportunity, go and do big things there. At Sunderland, yes, it's Sunderland, but you're in the Premier League playing week in, week out. And apart from a few flashes of the potential and the talent that we do know he has, he just hasn't been good enough for Manchester United or Sunderland. And it's no surprise, as ESPN FC are reporting, that Manchester United are open to offers for Adnan Januzaj. Brendan says, where is the sound? It's obviously an issue your end because nothing is wrong my end or anywhere else for anyone else. Morata is overrated, says Joseph. What about Robert Lewandowski, says Silva. Can't see us getting Robert Lewandowski, to be totally honest. We're heading closer to 500 people on the live stream right now. We've got 248 likes. Hit that like button. Surely if we're close to 500, we can hit 250 likes on the live stream. Makeda versus Villa was mint, but it was the best thing that he did for Manchester United, and he didn't do anything after that. And that was the problem indeed. Are we going to win the league next season, says M1 Conejo. I will make my predictions after the transfer business has been done. Because, of course, why would I comment on it now? We haven't made our business. And other clubs haven't finished their business either. But I am confident Manchester United can go and win the league next season. We're in the Champions League now. Being in the Champions League next season was vital for Manchester United, because being in the Europa League just wasn't going to cut it for us. We wouldn't have been able to challenge for the league being in the Europa League. And we wouldn't have been able to really push on next season. Being in the Champions League means we can obviously attract more players in the window. We can obviously get more money. And we obviously have a better calendar in terms of fixtures. And I think Manchester United can challenge for the league next season. Let's see the business that we do first before I start talking about whether we're going to win it or not. Excuse me. Edan Aaron says, who would I want most out of the players that we have been linked to? I wouldn't mind Morata. I wouldn't mind Lukaku. Both players that we've been linked to. In terms of defenders, we've been linked to Varane. I would like him, but I'm realistic enough to think we're not going to get him. So I'm just open to Jose Mourinho proving me wrong. Next season, I want to see Marcus Rashford and Martial be playing football. I want to see Timothy Fosu meant to be getting opportunities. And I want Jose Mourinho to take that in mind when picking his team and buying players. We need to strengthen that centre-half, though. We need a centre-half. I know that. There's a lot of talk about Victor Lindelof. Whether that move gets pushed over the line or not remains to be seen. But that's a centre-half that we're linked to. We need something else in the midfield area. We know that. We're linked with midfielders. And we need something in attack. I'm fully confident in Jose Mourinho to attend to those areas in the transfer window. I haven't got many names as such because the names that I chuck out aren't going to be realistic. And realistically, when we end up making our transfer signings, I'll look a long, long way off. We've got just under 500 people in here at the moment. It has been going over and under. But guys, thank you all for joining us. You're absolute legends. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching it back on a playthrough later on today, thank you for watching, because without you, there's no need making Adam McKola TV. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we can continue plugging away. Scott Hutchinson says Van Dijk, ? Would be a nice signing. Southampton are making ridiculous demands in terms of fees, which seems to have made Liverpool balk a little bit, as well as they have pulled out of the race for Virgil van Dijk. Think people are forgetting the window doesn't open till Friday, and we all know Jose has given it his targets, and we will defo get decent target signings, says John Neild. I do agree with you as well, John. Hope you and Alex are doing well. Ronak says, Adam, I just joined. Thank you for joining us. Remember, if you missed most of the stream, which you have, you've missed about 25 minutes of the stream, then you can watch it back later on today. So don't hesitate to do that, or just drag the stream back and get involved from earlier on. Sal Smalling and Jones and buy Van Dijk says back feet. Wouldn't mind doing that, although I do expect Phil Jones to stay. And if I was going to keep one of Smalling and Jones, I would probably keep Phil Jones. Yes, Edad, I'll answer any of your questions, mate. Just keep them coming through. If I don't answer your questions, keep plugging away, keep commenting, and I apologise if I missed them. People keep mentioning John Terry in my live streams. Oi, stop fucking around. Stop talking about John Terry. John Terry ends up at Manchester United. I don't know what I will do. I'll probably just refuse to mention his existence. I just won't ever mention his name. Call him that centre-back or that racist centre-back. Just never, ever acknowledge him. I do not want John Terry anywhere near my club. Sion says, good job, Adam. We're going to reach 1,000 one day. We are going to reach 1,000 one day. I remember when we used to do this and we just about get 100. And now we're close to 500 every live stream that we do. So it's only going to get bigger and better. And hopefully you guys can help me doing that by subscribing, liking and sharing and telling all your mates as well. Because a lot of your mates probably watch Full-Time Devils. And you all know about Full-Time Devils. That's got over 350k subs. But a lot of you won't know that I've got my own channel as well. So tell people that watch Full-Time Devils, yo, if you don't know, Adam's got his own channel. And make sure to subscribe. John Terry is a prick, says funny videos. I absolutely agree. And I'm glad that loads more of you have piled in with the comments saying no John Terry, no John Terry, no John Terry, no John Terry at this club. But today, guys, today is full of positivity. And that's because Spanish reports have got me feeling positive. I really hope they're being honest when they say this. That Real Madrid want to stick with Keylor Navas and do not want to go all out for David de Gea this summer. Sky Sports, when talking about Alvaro Morata, also say the Morata deal is totally exclusive to David de Gea. David de Gea has not come into the discussions for Alvaro Morata, which is again music to my ears. £52 million bid rejected for Morata, and they want 78 million according to Sky Sports. Marca say Manchester United are leading the way for Fabinho, but we'll talk about that if it heats up a little bit more, because there's been conflicting reports in recent days with Manchester City also believed to be in the race for him. Lukaku is heading to Chelsea. That one seems to be happening for sure. And ESPN are saying United are open to offers for Adnan Januzaj. So guys, get your comments in below on all of that, what we have discussed today. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get your comments in below. If you missed us live, hit notifications button so you'll get the notifications when we go live in the future. Remember guys, Dave stays, hopefully, and Dave will be saving for Manchester United next season. And of course, I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here. But before I do that, one last shout subscribe to Adam McKola TV. See you later.